top 5 teams usually need everything. They have to build a whole O line, and
And still need a quarterback.
that usually takes 4 years. You know, so I mean, shoot, even look at the Bengals. They've been building their O line for like 8 years going
Look at the
on.
Giants. It took them. I don't know. They still haven't built it since Eli left. So
I mean, the
uh,
Bengals ain't built theirs.
yeah, like like, and they
So
still need the quarterback, so they probably gonna be focused on that before the O line anyway. So I don't know, man. I didn't love the pick, but I love Jeremiah Love. He's gonna be an
but I mean,
awesome.
remember we already we talked about it. The Cardinals they're comfortable with Brissett. I don't know, but hey,
Yeah,
that's
that's fine. I don't, let's move on off of that note. But Tennessee Titans got Carnell Tate. I love the pick. It gets an A. Getting Cam Ward a weapon. I'm not a huge Calvin Ridley fan at this point, so you got to get somebody in there. Uh, yeah,
man.
I love the pick. It gets an A.
I like Tate as a talent. I really do, but I'm a side with my LSU brother Malik Neighbors. I know it's a lot of y'all in the chat saying that he hating by what he said, but it's true. It's very much true. Carnell Tate, you're going to put like this pick is, and I would hate to curse bro because he is so talented, but this is reminding me so much of the Laquan Treadwell pick in a lot of ways, and
Wow,
even
I
like
don't know if I go
listen,
with
and
that.
you can look at the tape. They are very similar builds, but the thing is, Carnell Tate, he has never been a wide receiver one, not even in college. And you're gonna propel him in that. I just don't I don't agree with that. Like even JSN had to play behind Lockett and DK Metcalf for his first, couple seasons in order to develop, in order to be that. But just to be propelled into that, just like how Treadwell was propel into his position after not being a wide receiver one. I don't. There's a lot of development that has to go into being a wide receiver one. Like those are bona fide picks a lot of times. Like for example, when Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr. whenever they had that debate going on of who's gonna be the best, I said Neighbors. I already knew because of just look at the field that they're on. Like there's a lot of mouths to feed at that Ohio State during that time. Like, do you not know the amount of immense talent that Marvin Harrison Jr. had to play
They
with?
had, I believe it was
He had to
JSN,
play with
Olave,
JSN,
Harrison Jr., and I want to say
Garrett Wilson,
and
Chris
Wilson
Olave,
at the same time. It's crazy.
and Mika Ibuka. Like, what are we doing?
And the view was behind that. Yeah.
Man, like,
That's a lot of mouths to feed.
it's a lot of mouths to feed. So just being propelled into that, like, it even took JSN time. It took Olave time to become an all-pro
So
caliber
it
player.
sounds like you're not really too high on this pick. That's what it sounds like.
I'm not. I'm giving this a C. I mean, I get that, a C minus actually. I mean, I get it just because of the build. It's a lot of talent there.
I mean, he has prototypical wide receiver one written all over him though.
I
I
mean,
will
just off of size and talent.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
we have to see it though. Like I've seen before Neighbors was drafted, I saw him be the best wide receiver on the field with another top 5 prospect.
I get what you're saying. I'm not opposed to what you're saying. I just think even those guys like because I remember Demaryius Thomas, right, where he was considered like a baby. I'm sorry, that was his nickname, baby, but he was considered a baby Calvin Johnson. Everybody was like, "Oh, he can't be a number one," and da 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 da. Now he had different measurables at Carnell Tate. That guy was a dog too, but he was somebody that was also like not as valued, not as highly looked at. He ends up being the best receiver from that draft. Yes, I have him over Dez Bryant. You can go cry me a river, but and listen, no one's picking Dez Bryant over Demaryius Thomas. If we keeping it 100, if we keeping it 100,
Man,
if you got a game for your life, you want Demaryius Thomas. He can take a 5-yard in to the house. He's 6'5" with four speed. great route runner, great hands, broke the record in the Super Bowl for most catches in a game. Come on, man. We're not doing this, man. I like Dez Bryant, but he's pretty much just a 50-50 ball guy. He's not a great route runner. We ain't going to get into all that right now. But either way, I say all that to say.
Hey, chat. Let them know what you think about that. Any Cowboy fans, please let them know what you think.
Hey, Cowboys fans, just go look at Demaryius Thomas's stats against every time we played y'all. We cooked y'all every single time, even when Dez Bryant was on the field. Even when y'all had the better quarterback. Y'all had Dak against Trevor Siemian, and we still cooked y'all. Still cooked y'all. So don't even do that. Don't even do that. I like Dez, but no, he ain't Demaryius Thomas. Stop it. Demaryius Thomas is a dog.
I mean, you comparing rookie Dak, well, year 1 and 2 Dak.
No, this was later. This was later.
Demaryius Thomas, when Demaryius Thomas was on the was still with y'all, Dak was like rookie and
first and second Thomas's second to last year was Dak's third year. I remember because he got traded like the year right after that. Demaryius stayed around after Peyton. He stayed like 3 or 4 years after Peyton. But we ain't even here for all that. I'm
about to say, even third year Dak was still a game manager. That's not Dak today.
They went to the divisional.
That's cool and all, but Cowboys did what Cowboys do.
Hey, listen, man.
As always.
I'm sorry, but we're supposed to be over here talking about the draft. Anyway.
Hey, man, it's always time to bash some Cowboys. It's always time.
Man, Cowboys fans, don't even try it in the comments. Just don't even try it. So, you're giving the Carnell Tate C minus. I give it an A just because I think the need is what I'm looking at. They needed this type of receiver. If they get that wrong, then that's a whole other story.
But you have Wandale. You have Wandale who just had a wide receiver 1 caliber year, a breakout year.
I don't think he's the number 1 receiver though. I don't.
He honestly with a whole year in that role.
I don't believe it.
But listen, a whole year in that role, he probably would have had 1,300 yards.
Well, that's a nice segue into the Giants anyway. They picked Arvell Reese, Ohio State. Guy 6'4", 243. Consensus All-American.
Whew. Yeah. I have mixed feelings about this pick.
I am a little conflicted. I am a little conflicted. I ain't gonna front.
I like it though because they need everything once again. But they would have to use him correctly, if that makes sense.
Well, here's a problem with the pick. Here's a problem I have, right? He reminds me of Isaiah Simmons, where Isaiah Simmons is immensely talented, but he did not really have a defined role. Guys like him have to go to the perfect situation for a defensive coordinator to define their role and define what they're going to do on the field. So if the Giants don't do that, he'll be another Isaiah Simmons. If they do that, there's very high upside with him. He has all the measurables. The guy is 6'4", 243. Like, he's consensus All-American, linebacker of the year. Like, he's got all the measurables and he's got all the accolades. Did this at Ohio State at the highest level. So, I mean, once again, I would hope they could figure out a way to use him correctly, but I do feel this is a little Isaiah Simmons-ish, where Isaiah Simmons didn't have a defined role, basically, and then they didn't really know how to play him, so then he just kind of bounced from place to place. So hopefully the Giants do it right. With all that being said, I'm giving it a C. That's what I'm giving it.
Yeah, I give this a B minus just off of talent alone. R.L. Reese.
Yeah, he's immensely talented.
Yeah, in terms of the player that he is, you just would have to use him correctly. Now, I know you mentioned Isaiah Simmons. I think personally, if you go off tape,
by the way, I want to say I'm not comparing them as like players. They're different, but I'm just talking about when someone goes into the draft and they talk about how talented he is, but he does not have a defined role.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. I mean, and the other person I was going to mention that was kind of like that going into the draft is Michael Parsons. And we saw the trial and error. You
kind of knew, though, he was going to be a pass rusher, though. You kind of knew that early.
Well, did we? Because he played the same.
I'll say I did. When I saw him, I saw pass rusher.
Because at the same time, I mean, Micah, he pretty much would check tight ends and slot receivers. You know, for the
I didn't think he was gonna do that in the NFL, unfortunately. I
well,
didn't.
that's the thing. I honestly feel like it's gonna be a trial and error period, kind of like with what the Cowboys did with Micah, where they had him in the slot. Sometimes they had him playing some Mike and Will roles with linebacker, but I don't think that just because he can run a 4.40, he needs to be checking Brock Bowers. Like, he's gonna get killed. You know, same way Michael Parsons was getting killed until they finally just decided to, okay, let's just put him in the edge. But it also depends the type of defensive scheme that you're running. Are the Giants a 3-4 or 4-3 defense? I think they're
So I
4-3.
think Harbaugh. I know Harbaugh changed the.
Yeah, they're gonna switch to 3-4.
They're gonna probably switch whatever they were doing. Let me see who he hired as the defensive coordinator.
Okay, but yeah, regardless, you would need a 3-4 system to kind of make this work and move him to different spots along the field just to keep confusing defenses. But if what I heard is true that they're gonna just have him as a will linebacker, that's not gonna work. He's gonna get cooked, and then eventually they're just gonna put him on the line, and what that's gonna do is take away rushes from Brian Burns, Carter, or Thibodeau. And I'm very, very interested to see how they're going to look without their all-pro defensive tackle. That's
Another reason
question.
why this gets a C, because I have to also think about the fact that Dexter Lawrence will not be there. I do have to think about that.
Yes, and also I've had numerous debates about the trade to the Bengals and everything, and everyone's the first thing they bring up is, oh, his numbers slump.
Oh, just to
no,
confirm,
but I need you to.
I'm sorry, I just had to confirm this. Denard Wilson is the new defensive coordinator, long tenure guy in the NFL, by the way. They're shifting to a 3-4.
Yep. Okay. So that pick makes sense. So they hopefully they don't keep him in a will role in terms of linebacker, and they just move him throughout the whole defense. Well, not the whole defense, but
I think now that I know Denard Wilson is going to be the defensive coordinator, I can kind of bump this up to a B- because if you know who Denard Wilson is, he was a D coordinator for the Titans last year, who had an actually pretty solid defense. Before that, he was the defensive backs coach in 2023 for the Ravens when they had dogs back there. And then before that, he was a defensive backs coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. So he's a long tenure guy in the NFL, ready for this role. More than likely was involved in this pick. So I could bump it up with a B- knowing that it's Denard Wilson that's going to be involved in this. So
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I'll definitely give this I'll say a B-.
Yeah, I'm cool.
But and the only reason why the grade gets bumped down for me is because it's so many other players that they could have gone with.
That was what I was gonna say. I still think that personally, if I was them, Jordan Tyson would have been a pick here. Personally, for me, but
you really gonna make neighbors? You gonna piss neighbors off with that?
I mean, he shouldn't be pissed off. He's coming off of an injury. If I'm the Giants, I'm thinking long term. He's coming off of an injury. We don't know how he's about to look.
That's a top 6 wide receiver, man.
I'm not saying he is, but he's coming
when
off
healthy.
An injury.
When healthy, y'all. When healthy.
That's coming. I would have rather seen either Jordan Tyson, Sonny Styles, or Delane in this situation. So I can't go A. But I mean Reese.
And that's my point too, because if you're gonna just draft an edge rusher to be a linebacker, like a Micah Parsons build type linebacker to be a linebacker, why not just get Sonny Styles to be your linebacker? I don't understand that. And then also your secondary is trash. You got Delane right after. Like I don't I don't that's the only reason why it kind of bumps it down, but it still stays a B because Reese is immensely talented. And I know he's gonna make a splash.
The upside for him has to keep him at a B for sure. Kansas City got Delane from LSU, obviously the Cleveland pick, top 6.
CB1. Easy.
Obviously, they had to do this. They had no choice but to do this. I still hate the McDuffie trade, but this gets an A because you had no other choice and you did the right thing. So it gets an A for me. I don't have much more to say about it.
Lockdown. A.
Yeah, he's gonna be a really good corner for sure. Don't know how good. I don't know if it'll be McDuffie good, but he'll be really good. Next pick, Sonny Styles, Washington. A. Love the pick. Love Washington's off season. They're gonna be really good next year if Jaden Daniels stays healthy. Love their off season. Love Sonny Styles. Probably to me, I might have him right behind David Bailey as the best defensive player in the draft, personally. But I love the pick. It gets an A for me. How about you?
Man, Sonny Styles, another like freak of nature type build.
Dog. He's a dog.
Man. Um
By the way, for all of you who
with
don't
what
know,
Dan Quinn? Oh wait, what were you saying?
I was about to say he's the son of Lorenzo Styles. For all of you who don't know, by the way.
Oh yeah, another dog.
Super Bowl champion.
Another one. But yeah, I like the defense that Dan Quinn's building here. I really do. Now you have Leo Chenal, Sonny Styles, Frankie Louvu. Yeah, your linebacker core is solid. Very, very solid.
And they spent a lot of money in the offseason on their defense. Looks way better now. Looks way better now.
So now, I hope. Well, I mean, I know we're just recapping the first round, but from here, I hope that you build your offensive line, because that would have been the only other pick that would have been okay with me if I'm the Washington Commanders. Cause
yeah, I feel like they did spend some money on that in the off season, not greatly, but they probably were more like this has to be Sonny Styles. Like this
I mean, off talent alone, I mean, it's like best available.
You cannot take Sonny Styles right there, like unless you're gonna take Jordan Tyson, which I wouldn't have been mad at that either.
Yeah, I mean, they're another team that does need help in a lot of areas, but
especially in receiver core because Scary Terry can't stay healthy.
Oh yeah. But in terms of linebacker rooms, this is very, very promising.
And he automatically replaces Bobby Wagner, so great pick to me.
Yeah, and I know Dan Quinn loves to have his
linebackers
flying around.
That's another thing I was thinking about. He's going to the perfect person for him. The perfect person. Couldn't be a better person. There's not many better people he could have went to be honest. I ain't gonna front.
And he's a really good blitzer also. So
very,
very versatile. Very, very versatile linebacker.
I think Sonny Styles is going to do great with Dan Quinn for sure. Moving on to the New Orleans Saints. Y'all got Jordan Tyson. I'll let you have it. I'll let you. I know you want to talk about this, so go ahead.
I mean, it's a great pick. It shows that we have a lot of faith in the quarterback that we have. I mean, it's kind of just a wait and see type of thing. But in my opinion, he's the best wide receiver in this draft. I'm not gonna say who he. Yeah. Like I'll stand on that. Like everybody in the chat.
Better than Lemon? I don't even know if he's better than Lemon.
Oh, he's better than Lemon. Slot merchant. But we'll get to that later.
Oh my gosh.
But we'll get to that later. But actually, I do have Lemon like second. He's actually my second favorite wide receiver. But this is my number one.
Man at all.
Look, we'll get to that. But yeah, Jordan Tyson was my number one wide receiver on my board personally, and I'm fine with this. There's a lot of ways that we could have gone with this. I actually wouldn't have been mad if we had gotten Downs, or even just picking up another guard just to solidify our O line. You know, it's a lot of different ways that we could have gone with this.
Y'all just lost a tackle too, didn't y'all?
No, we drafted 2 tackles in a row for first rounds. So
y'all just lost somebody. Maybe it was a guard. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah.
No, our O line is pretty much solidified. We got McCoy, we got Edwards from the Bills.
I'm thinking of freaking Cameron Jordan. My bad. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Oh yeah, he's still a free agent. God bless him. Oh, we bring
No,
him back though.
he's not coming back. He's retired. He's not coming back. He's
Hey,
not gonna play. He's not gonna play another team besides New Orleans.
I mean, hey, he's trying to break some records. He's close to breaking that top 13 all time sacks. But yeah, we're not here to talk about that. But yeah, my only question, he's been injured every year in college. Granted, he still finishes with over 1,000 yards, even while missing all those games. Like, he is immensely, immensely talented. Very smooth route runner at the top of his routes. It is almost impossible to picture where he's gonna go. So pairing him alongside deep threat Chris Olave, someone that can attack those intermediate routes and also have enough speed to break away from defenders. I really like this pick, and it shows that we have a lot of faith in our quarterback. So very, very good signs for a growing team in the middle of our rebuild. So yeah, I definitely give this pick an A.
I'm gonna give it a B only because I think there's some other people I would have rather seen y'all get at this spot. But I'm not mad at y'all picking him. I just think that personally, I wouldn't have minded seeing an offensive lineman here. I wouldn't have minded seeing Ruben Bain Jr. here. There's only really a couple of people, but also I have Mekhi Lemon over Jordan Tyson personally, and the biggest reason why I have it is something you mentioned. He has not stayed healthy, like at all. Now he's still been a dog, but I mean, you go into the NFL, guys who are hurt in college don't tend to get healthier in the NFL, so that's a little concerning to me. I'm always weary of that, but.
So one thing that I like though,
Besides that, though, he has every single thing you want in a receiver. He does, for sure.
but one thing I like about that is that he's not coming in to be our wide receiver one. Chris Olave proved he just had an all
But
pro
Chris
year,
Olave don't be staying healthy either.
and even with that, he just had an all pro year.
No,
So
Chris Olave is a dog. It ain't never been a question of if he has talent. It's that they don't stay healthy. That's the problem. Both of them don't stay healthy.
yeah, and with Olave ready to step in that wide receiver one role, we're not going to have to depend on Jordan Tyson as much. Which
As of right now, but you don't know because Chris Olave can't stay healthy.
So I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I mean, we've made other moves in terms of wide receiver, but in terms of a solid 1-2 punch, I think that both of these style of wide receivers complement each other so well. Just with Chris Olave's deep threat and Jordan Tyson taking over the intermediate and the seams and also outside the numbers. Like I really, really think that this is going to work out very, very well, especially with the injury history. Now, as long as Derek Carr or Spencer Rattler isn't throwing to Chris Olave, I feel like the concussions shouldn't happen anymore. Like, so
Shots like that is crazy, but all right.
I mean, hey, they know how I feel. I mean, I tweeted, I tweeted both of them personally. I mean, hey, we know what time it is, but yeah, definitely give this a.
All right, and we've got the Cleveland Browns, pick number 9, picking Spencer Fano, tackle Utah. I love the pick because you're protecting your offense. Anytime you pick something to protect your investment, it's just like life. A lot of you out here, you don't know how to protect your investments, or you don't have investments. So you're just out here spending wildly, YOLO in life, and then that's how you end up messed up, like the Cleveland Browns have been.
So
But
granted,
now they're learning their lesson and they're saying, you know what? Even if we get the quarterback next year, if we can't protect them, what does it matter? I love what Cleveland's done in the all season. Anytime you pick something to protect your investment in the first round, it's an A for me if you pick the right person. If you look at Fanu, he won every award pretty much in college. He's 6'5", 311, so he's got good size. He won unanimous All-American. He won pretty much every award. He's a freshman All-American. He was first team All Big 12. He won pretty much every single award, including the Outland Trophy. I don't see any reason not to pick him. And once again, you're protecting your investment. You already got a miniature quarterback with Shador. You got to protect him. Pick gets an A. Brother, what do you think?
So I definitely give this pick a A-, only because I feel that there are better tackles in this draft. A lot of his measurables aren't up to par with the guys that I do have over him. He's still a good player in my opinion. And this is a huge area of need because I mean the Browns pretty much lost their whole offensive line to free agency this year. So yeah, this was the right route to go. I just wish the pick was a little bit better. Like the player after him, I have number 1 on my board. So it's just one of those things where you're just grasping straws, I guess, at this point. But I really do hope that Fano works out for the Browns, especially with having a young quarterback in Shador, or Massage Boy. You may start for them. Who knows? But yes, like you said, protect your asset. That's what's important. You have to do that. If you don't, you're not serious.
All right. New York Giants then selected Francis Magoa, which I hope I said correctly. Guard, Miami. I give that a B, only because I would have liked to have seen Downs go in this spot. But I still give it a B. You're protecting your quarterback. You're helping your running game. But I also would have liked to have seen the Alabama boy Proctor in this spot as well. But Magoa, probably, if you don't have him over Fanu, which I think you just said you did, he's right there. So I wouldn't even mind if the Browns picked him. But he's a dog. Going to be a very good guard in the league. The dude is 6'6", 329. Dude's huge.
He plays both guard and tackle.
Yeah, like he's huge. He's versatile. And he's Samoan, man. Y'all already know. You already know, man.
Listen, he only had 11 snaps at guard and was a consensus All-American.
He's a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog for sure. So, Pitt gets a B just because I would have liked to have seen Downs here. The player himself is A.
You already know where I'm going with this. So, and I mean, we did have our combos in our side chat with our Giants fan friends, and a lot of them, they hated the pick. I know that picking offensive lineman is boring. I get it. But you have
the same franchises, though.
You have a injury-riddled Pro Bowl tackle, Andrew Thomas, who can just be out at any time. And you also have another lineman whose contract is about to expire. This is a pick to save your asset, which is Jackson Dart. You need this pick. Now, in terms of health and everything, I get that concern. But in terms of talent and what we've seen, this is a slam dunk pick, especially for a trade up. So I give this pick a A- or A, either one.
Not mad at that at all. Next pick, the Dallas Cowboys trade up a spot with Miami, giving Miami 2 fifth-round picks to draft Caleb Downs. This gets an A for me because they were aggressive. They got somebody who, to me, I did not think would be at this spot, number one. And number two, that Dallas defense is starting to look pretty good. Now, I'm not sure about this Christian, the new D coordinator. Not really sure about him, but they have the pieces. Christian Parker's his first year being a defensive coordinator. He was previously the Philadelphia Eagles defensive backs coach and passing game coordinator. Don't know if that should merit defensive coordinator, but never opposed to someone getting an opportunity. So at the end of the day, we are about to see. But man, I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front, Relic. I really like them moving up to go get him. I really like
I
them.
love this pick too.
I like them doing that because that was aggressive, and you saw somebody that slipped in the draft. I didn't think Downs was going lower than 8.